Bayelsa APC heads to appeal court to challenge judgment that disqualifies its candidate, Timmy Silva. And Duru strikes out Deputy Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa's case to stop his impeachment. The Lagos State government airlifted 310 pilgrims from Jerusalem amidst Israel-Hamas conflict. And outside of Nigeria, World Food Programme resumes distribution of food aid to Ethiopian refugees. And lawyers for Mauritanian former president former president Mohamed Abdelaziz withdraw from his trial for alleged illicit enrichment. I am Gbenga Aborowa. Stay with us. Politics HQ. We'll be right back. Now, the Imo State governorship election is expected to throw up a strong contest among candidates, with incumbent Governor Hope Uzodinma hoping for continuation in office against this ambition of the incumbent candidate of the Labour Party, the PDP, just to mention a few. We take a look at the upcoming elections on November 11th and security concerns ahead of what is one of the most talked about polls at the moment. Now, joining me tonight on the program is Barrister Emeka Ihejirika, a spokesperson for Senator Eitan Achonu campaign organization and the Labour Party legal advisor in Imo State. We also have Honorable Ben Duru, the Director of Protocol, Imo People's Democratic Party Governorship Campaign Organization, and also Kajan Duke, spokesperson for the All Progressive Congress in Imo State. A warm welcome to you, gentlemen, and thanks for joining me on Politics HQ tonight.
Thank you.
Now, I'd like to start with Mr. Kajan Duke of the APC, the Imo State APC spokesperson. What's your assessment of the overall performance of Governor Hope Uzodinma's administration in the last 4 years?
Thank you, my brother, for having me this evening. And I sincerely appreciate the invitation. As for us, the All Progressives Congress APC in Imo State, you see, when you assess yourself, when you evaluate yourself, people will begin to say that one will be tempted to give himself a pass mark. But for us, as a political party, we are not using our private assessment as to just oppose what Governor Uzodinma has been able to do for the past 3 years and a half. We have allowed the people of the state to testify of the goodness of this man called Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, the governor of Imo State. And for you to be able to assess the performance of Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma in Imo State, you need to look back where we are coming from as a people and evaluate it with the promises of Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma period to 2019 gubernatorial election in Imo State, and where we are today as a people. My brother, before the advent of this administration, everybody in Imo State and its environment can confirm to you that we have a total decay of infrastructure. We have a total breakdown of governance in the state. And governance was reduced to its abysmal level. It became a mockery of governance in the real sense of it, because governance was reduced to a family business. But I can tell you, without missing words and without any fear of contradiction, that Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma came on board as prepared and as a true statesman, have been able to move the state from where we used to be to a new normal, a new position, a paradigm shift. Today in Imo State, we have witnessed a whole lot of infrastructural development, spanning critical road infrastructure, spanning health sector, the education sector, civil service reform, prompt payment of staff of worker salary, what we call workers' harmony in the states. For the past 4 years, for the past 3 years plus, we have not witnessed any industrial action in Imo State, which used to be a sing song in the previous administration. And I can tell you today, Governor Uzodimma promised 3 things that he will do for Imo people. His campaign was based on recovery, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. And I can tell you this evening that within the last 3 years and a half, Governor Uzodimma has been very meticulous, has been very consistent in the pursuit of this 3-part agenda of recovery of critical state assets that we are hitherto in private hands. Governor Uzodimma, unlike politicians of nowadays, stepped on toes to recover critical assets of government. Governor Uzodimma changed the narrative. I want to tell you that when Governor Uzodimma came on board, for you to access Owerri Olu Road, it will spend 3 hours for you to get to Olu from Owerri. For you to get to Okigwe, you have to spend
Mr. Duke,
hours on the road.
Mr. Duke, because I mean, we have a whole panel here, and because I would like to get as much out of everyone as much as possible, I would just like us to keep the answers as short as we can. I know given an assessment of 4 years is quite a lot, but beyond the infrastructural programs that you said your principal has done wonderfully well in, why should Imolites vote him for 2nd term beyond infrastructure? If you can, in less than a minute, so I can allow the other gentlemen to come in.
Yes, the truth of the matter is that you cannot put aside the excess, the basic essence of governance. What drives economic development in every society today, brother, is access, quality road network. So having done that, what Governor Uzodimma is going to do in the next 4 years is to consolidate the achievement of his shared prosperity administration for the past 3 years plus, to be able to take Imo State to a new horizon. And for us to have what we call political stability, Governor Uzodimma has brought what we call a paradigm shift through the introduction of what we call the Imo Equity Agenda. For the past 20 years plus, Imo State have not been able to have what we call political stability in a process where we can be able to share the political position, such as the office of the governor, amongst the 3 senatorial zones in the state. But Governor Uzodimma, being a true statesman, been able to package and put it together to the admiration of Imolites, where we can now be able to say, in 2027, look at the zone that is entitled to the office of Douglas House, the occupation of Douglas House. And thereafter, we have had this in almost all the states within the Southeast.
Okay, thank you for your opening statement, Mr. Kajan Duke. I'd like to bring Barrister Ihejirika into the conversation. Barrister Ihejirika of the People's Democratic Party. Now, you just heard Mr. Kajan Duke reel out all these wonderful qualities of his principal, the incumbent governor, Hope Uzodimma. He did talk about the infrastructural renewal of the states. He also did mention that there were little or no industrial action during his 1st term in office. Now, having said that, I mean, for a governor to have done such laudable things, is there a chance for your principal, Senator Ethan Achonu, what does it bring to the table as the Labour Party candidate for governor of Imo State? And do you agree that Senator Hope Uzodimma has done a wonderful job as governor in his 1st term?
Okay, first of all, let me do a little bit of correction here. I am not of the People's Democratic Party, as you introduced me.
Sorry, the Labour Party. My mistake. Yes.
Yes, the largest and the most trusted political party in Nigeria.
Labour Party.
First of all, before I go into the matter, your question proper, Kajan Duke, my brother, the spokesman, the gentleman over there, we are from the same local government in Imo State, Ngopala local government. Ask him, how is the road from Olakwo to Nkwala down to River State? It's a critical road that leads all the way to River State, and is a road that hits both the agricultural and the oil producing. That road is a death trap. Now, we are from the same local government, and this road cuts across our two communities. Ask him, Kajan Duke, he's there. He's from the same local government with me. That road is a death trap.
Is it a federal road or a state road? Just to be clear.
There's a connection. There's a state road. There's a spur from Olakwo that hits Nkwala. Nkwala is a major market. Ask him, ask Kajan Duke if that road has been attended to. The previous governments have been trying to at least rehabilitate that road. That road is a death trap now. Now, ask him if Ihejirika Junction to Aba branch is a major road linking three local governments. It's a death trap now. Nobody even attempts it. Now, he's talking of infrastructure. His principal has failed woefully, the incumbent governor, in terms of infrastructure. He is talking of workers not going on industrial action. Ask him if there was not a time they were at loggerheads with Joe Ajero, the NLC president. Why? Because Ajero is from Imo State, and the workers actually went on industrial action. Now, teachers are not being paid. Imo teachers, so many of them have not been paid for 1 year, some for 8 months, some for 9 months. So I don't know what he's talking about. I know he's a good spokesman doing a thankless job, doing a very difficult job for an administration that has not lived up to expectation. Now, you're asking me what my principal is bringing.
Yes, Senator Eitan Achonu.
Yes, he's bringing a lot to the table. Now, let me use two critical areas. The first one is agriculture. Apart from the Obasanjo farms, which you know is a major farm in Nigeria, the next biggest farm is Numo Farms. This Numo farm is at Ehimembano. Ehimembano is in Imo State. It's one of the biggest farms in the south. In fact, like I said, after the Obasanjo farms at Ota, you now count Numo Farms. Now, this man has the biggest ranch, Ehigbo. Ehigbo is like the Igbo cow. It was going into extinct before this man came and established that ranch. That is the biggest concentration of Igbo cows now. Now, what is this man going to bring to the table when he's elected governor? He's going to replicate that farm all over Imo State. And apart from that, in the areas of security, you know that this present government has failed woefully. I am not exaggerating. Over 12 local governments in Imo State are affected one way or the other by insecurity in Imo State. And the governor mishandled it. Because the insecurity was there when Rochas was there. It was there when Ihejirika was there. But they handled it, and the insecurity went away. But this one came and mishandled it totally. Ask the present governor what he has done in Okigwe zone to ensure security. Almost all the police stations in Okigwe zone have been destroyed. Almost all the area commands in Okigwe zone, 6 local governments have been destroyed. The only one functioning is the one area command at Otoko. Otoko is in Obowo local government. Now, what did Achonu do? The Nigerian Constitution allows individuals to contribute to police funds, allows individuals to contribute their quota to ensure that police is at their optimum. What did this man do? What the man did, he brought out his hard-earned money to give police to repair about 6 armored personnel carriers. And do you know what happened? Those armored personnel carriers, he wanted them to repair them on the condition that they put these things in Okigwe zone where there are no police stations, so that they can be put in strategic places. And you know, some of these boys, when they see a armored personnel carrier with police personnel, then definitely they know what's up, that the police is going to engage them.
It serves as a deterrent.
Hello?
It does serve as a deterrent to crime.
As a deterrent, yes, a big deterrent. Do you know what they did? After he has spent close to 100 million of his own hard-earned money, helping them to repair these things, they used their armored car even to scare people during the February, March 18th election. March 18th election in Okigwe zone. So you now wonder who is causing this insecurity. This man, Senator Chono, because the police were staying in his own local government, the police were staying in rented apartments. He went there, repaired the police station that was destroyed by unknown gunmen. They went there and destroyed it again. He now bought land for them. He now bought almost about 7 plots. He bought, and he said he was going to build a police station there. The police rejected it and said that the land is inside. And he still got another site for them. Why? Because he loves security. So check out somebody who has done this.
Sorry to interrupt you, Barrister Ihejirika. We do know that, I mean, you've reeled out the fantastic things he's done, but how he's a member of the Labour Party, and the Labour Party only came into prominence in the last cycle of elections. So how does your principal and his party, the Labour Party, plan to compete effectively with larger parties like the APC and the PDP in terms of campaign visibility and outreach in a state like Imo State that has traditionally been PDP and APC?
My brother, it's an insult to call Labour Party a smaller party. We are in Imo State. I don't know for elsewhere. In Imo State, we are the largest party because everybody has queued into the Labour Party. In the Southeast is Labour Party. Anybody who is telling you any other party, other parties can, as we allege, rig the elections. But the most important thing is that the fundamentals in the grassroots is Labour Party. If you talk of any other party, you're wasting your time because it's Labour Party everywhere.
But the Labour Party has only one governor in the entire southeastern region.
Yeah, but yes, we have only one governor because in the southeast, three states competed. Is it 3? Yes, 3. Abia, Ebonyi, and Enugu State. In Enugu State, we know Labour won, and we are still challenging it at the Court of Appeal, which we know we are going to get. Now, in Ebonyi State, we are still challenging it. Right now, in Abia State, Labour Party is doing wonders. Just like Mimiko did in Ondo State. Mimiko, Labour Party, who is one of the best governors when he was in Labour Party. Now, he go to Abia State. Alex. Abia State, they say, that have sunk into the abyss. Go and see what Alex Oti is doing there. That is the Labour Party magic. And that is what we are going to replicate here.
Thank you very much. Barrister Ihejirika, I'd like to bring Chief Ben Duru, PDP representative, into the conversation. Chief Ben Duru, you've heard from the Labour Party and the incumbent All Progressive Congress. Your principal is Senator Samuel Anyanwu. He's a preferred choice for the PDP as the flag bearer of the PDP. Can you tell us what his antecedents are and why Imelites should vote for him come November 11th? What is he doing different from the other from the other candidates that are vying for Government House Owerri?
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Good evening, Nigerians. Most of two of my brothers that have spoken are talking about what their principal will do, what this person will do, what this person will do. But I want to tell you categorically that among all of them that are seeking to occupy Douglas House, Government House, Imo State, about 17 of them, is only Senator Samuel Anyanwu that is a grassroots politician that had touched the lives of people, the life of Imolites. He started from the local government. He was a 2-time executive chairman of his local government, which is Duru local government. here in Imo State. Senator Samuel Anyanwu was among the first local government chairmen that asphalted roads in Imo State. They are verifiable, the facts are there. This man, as a local government chairman, as a grassroots politician, this security we are talking about today, during his time as the local government chairman of Ihejirika, he won an award, the only local government chairman that was given an award by the police, federal government, as the security conscious local government chairman in Imo State. Then, where cars that were stolen in Kano State, Enugu State, were recovered in Imo State and Ihejirika precisely by his machineries he pushed on ground. I want to tell you, sir, one of the major challenges that are facing Imo State today is insecurity. And no business thrives, no business moves with this state of insecurity in Imo State. The last speaker, my brother, has just said it, that in terms of security, which is the paramount duty of a chief executive, which is to protect lives and properties, has failed woefully in Imo State. As I speak to you, businesses are shut down in Imo. Imo State is known as a tourist state, tourist hub of the Southeast, where people that lived in Onitsha, Aba, Enugu, at the end of their business, travels to Owerri to enjoy themselves, and after they go back at any time. But today, once it's 6 p.m., everywhere is shut down in Imo State, today as we speak. Now, Senator Anyanwu haven't done well as the local government chairman, elected. He was re-elected in the same thing, in the same local government. He did wonders. When many people were illiterate, many people don't even know anything about computer, he trained 100 Ihejirika sons and daughters in computer in that year. That today, if you go to banks, you will see Ihejirika sons and daughters working in the banks by the training they got from they got free from the elected local government chairman of Ihejirika. After that, he was also elected as a House of Assembly member 2 times before he moved to the Senate. I don't want to go far there, but let me limit myself with that of Imo State. My brother, in these states where we are, in Imo State, there are things you don't label people with, because an average Imolite is enlightened. If you come to Imo State, both those driving keke, taxi drivers in Imo State are all enlightened. So there are things you don't say in a state like this. There are things you don't tell them. Because if you come to Imo State today, somebody made mention of federal roads, 2 roads done. In Imo State, it's only two federal roads, which federal government has reimbursed Imo. Go to any state. As I speak to you from New Owerri, where is the heart of Owerri. But there is no motorable road, no 1 kilometer of motorable road in this entire New Owerri. I can tell you, and these things are verifiable.
So you disagree with Kajan Duke's assertion that the governors done wonders in terms of infrastructure in the states in the last 4 years?
My brother, the current government entirely has failed woefully. The current government has failed woefully. Now, let me tell you, he talked about education. My dear brother, there is no single primary or secondary school in Imo State that has been touched by this government in the last 3.5 years. It's verifiable. You can put your machineries on ground. The last time Imo State employed a medical doctor was 2009, under the administration of His Excellency Kajan Duke. As I speak to you now, go to our hospitals, go to health centers, There is no, you can't count up to 5 qualified doctors in Imo State.
Okay, Chief Duru, I'll get back to you shortly, but we do have to go for a quick break. You're watching Politics HQ. We're discussing the political situation in Imo State as Imo Lights go to the polls on November the 11th. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. You're welcome back to Politics HQ and News Central Television. Our focus tonight on the program is the governorship elections coming up on November 11th in Imo State. And I do have with me tonight on the program Barrister Emeka Ihejirika, a spokesperson for Senator Ethan Achonu Campaign Organization and the Labour Party legal advisor in Imo State. I also have Chief Duru, Director of Protocol, Imo State PDP Governorship Campaign, and also Kajan Duke, spokesperson, APC in Imo State. Thanks for staying with us, gentlemen. Back to you, Mr. Kajan Duke. You did hear the response from your co-panelists from the PDP and the Labour Party. They did disagree with your session that your principal, Governor Hope Uzodimma, done remarkably well in terms of infrastructure. They also disagreed on the point of education and security. I would like you to respond to that. And also, there's this talk by some analysts that, you know, the APC stifling the democratic space in the in Imo State as we inch towards the governorship elections. They've raised concerns regarding the INEC resident commissioner in the state, and they've also talked about the Imo Signage and Advertising Agency Commission charging 50 million naira for billboard. I would like to get your response on these.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. Before I respond, I will crave indulgence to allow me the time to be able to respond to each and every concern raised by my two brothers. Let me start from my uncle, Barrister Emeka. He just concurred, he just agreed with me that Governor Hope Uzodimma have done tremendously well in the area of infrastructure.
How was that an agreement?
Yes, I am coming, please. I am coming. When he said that the priority of his boss will be limited to agriculture and security. And having said that, I can tell you that for agriculture or any form of business to strive in the state, we must have durable and sustainable infrastructure put in place. And that's what the governor is doing in Imo. Two, he made mention of the road leading to my local government, particularly the road passed through my community to Okwara, leading to River State. We have not said that Governor Hope Uzodimma has completed all the infrastructural deficits we have in the state. We have not said that. But we have said that Governor Hope Uzodimma have attained 75–80% of the critical infrastructural needs of Imo people. I agree with him that that road leads to the agricultural hub of one of the local governments.
Now, beyond this back and forth, Kajan, because we don't have the luxury of time on the program, I would like you to respond to the allegations that the resident intellectual commissioner, Professor Sylvia Agu, is undemocratic, and the issue of the 50 million naira for billboard charged by the Imo Signage and Advertising Agency.
I will still plead with you to allow me to respond to some of the issues they raised before we go into that one. Meanwhile, I am not the official spokesperson of INEC. I am the spokesperson of APC, and I do not have the mandate to speak on behalf of INEC. INEC have the person in charge of public enlightenment.
Okay.
I want to respond to the issue. I want to respond to the issue of insecurity in the state. The two gentlemen with me today have not presented any roadmap by their principals as to how to address insecurity other than what distinguished Senator Okosadima is doing in the state. And I want to tell you that it is unfortunate. The issue of insecurity in Imo, it is not peculiar to Imo State. We have insecurity in almost all the states in the southeast. But the difference in Imo State is that political actors have continued to provide sympathy and soft ground for non-state actors. It is unfortunate that someone who is aspiring to lead the people will be using insecurity as a campaign tool. Every responsible and reasonable Imolite should be on the same page with the state government to address the issue of insecurity. What the government is doing in Imo State today is what every responsible and reasonable government will do. Because we must collaborate with state security agencies. We must provide critical infrastructure. And we must provide the necessary logistics for the men and officers of the Nigerian police force and other security agencies to be able to respond to issues of insecurity. But let me tell you the truth. We are all citizens of Imo State. And I want to tell you that the perpetrators of this horrendous crime are not foreigners. They are indigenous of Imo State. They are people living amongst our people. And some of the politicians in Imo State know them. And they are aiding and abetting insecurity in the state because they want to... Yeah,
Mr. Kajan Duke, just before I move to Barrister Ihejirika, in 30 seconds, please, I want you to respond to the point of 50 million naira for a billboard. It's quite exorbitant, charged by the Imo State signage agency. How true is that? And what's the state government doing about allowing it to be more affordable to other players in the democratic in the space?
Okay. Right. Let me take that one quickly. We have IMSA as a regulatory agency that is in charge of outdoor advertisement in Imo State, and in line with what we call internal generated revenue drive of this administration, IMSA, like every other revenue collection outfit of the state government, came up with a streamlined regulatory fee for every political party in the state to pay before you display your billboard. But I want to tell you that there is no payment in Imo State today that is 50 million naira for any political party to display their billboard. All these things are obnoxious and mischievous propaganda being spread by opposition political party to discredit our government. Let me tell you, if you don't want to obey the laws of constituted authorities in the state, you are not qualified to aspire to lead the people. If you are prepared to serve and to lead, you must be law.
Okay, thank you, Kajan Duke, for clearing the air on that. Thank you for clearing the air on that. I'd like to bring in Barrister Ihejirika into the conversation. Now, Barrister Ihejirika, could you describe the democratic space in Imo State as we inch towards the November 11th gubernatorial elections? And can you also, in the same light, share the key priorities, initiatives that your principal, Senator Aten Achonu, intends to implement for Imo State's development if he's elected as governor? What will be priority for him?
Okay, first of all, I did not agree with my brother Kajan Duke that his principal has done well, especially on road infrastructure. He has done below par. In fact, if he's over 100, we'll give him 5. 5, I'm not joking, 5. Now, the democratic space is being choked by Governor Hope Uzodimma and his boys. You are saying 15, is it 15 or 50? You're saying it's 54 million. For you even to put a billboard in Imo State is 54 million, not 50, not 15. And when you pay that 54 million, there's no guarantee that they would allow you put the billboards anywhere you want. They will still come and harass you when you put the billboard. And they will tell you not to put it here. Not to. In fact, it got worse that there is a billboard we have at the airport. We paid for. It is supposed to belong to the federal government because it's inside the airport, which is a federal government territory. Do you know that they went and vandalized it, destroyed it? Somebody went there and vandalized it. So when you go around Imo State, now the only billboard you see is a billboard erected by the Imo State government and their cohorts. You don't see one single billboard of any opposition political party. It's only the billboard of Hope Uzodimma. But thank God that we have conventional media like yours. We have social media. So even the billboard, they are important, but they are not as important as they were years back. Now, you're talking of my principal. Okay, when we are talking of roads now, my principal has identified 30 roads. 30 roads. Both grade A, grade B, and grade C roads that needs urgent rehabilitation, that we are going to rehabilitate the first day of taking over power. Because, let me give you an example. The road that leads from Avo down to Obosima, down to Adapam is, I think it should be the largest palm plantation in Imo State. That road is a death trap. That road, that send your journalists to go and check. This is one of the first roads we are going to do because it passes through.
So infrastructure is priority. I just want us to get pack in as much as we can in the limited time we have in the program. What else beyond infrastructure? Yes.
This is your program. I think you have to expand it to 2 hours so that we will have time to really tell you what our principal want to do, because I'm being limited. Now he's talking of education. They've not done any school. But what we are planning is that most of the primary schools, at least for a start, will have, if they don't have the conventional library, they are going to have the e-library. We're going to introduce the e-library. We're going to repair the classrooms. Because my principal has said it. It's not because the children of the rich will go to private schools. And then the children of the poor will go to dilapidated schools. That will stop immediately we enter power. This is one of the things we want to do in education, to standardize education. Imo State is one of the most educationally advantaged states in Nigeria. And we want to maintain that standard. We also want to go into the universities, our state-owned universities, to make sure that the basic infrastructure, not even the basic, the advanced infrastructures are put in place. And you're talking of health. The 27 local governments constructed by Governor Rocha Sokorocha in the past, he constructed those hospitals. They've not been equipped. There's no manpower in them. Government is a continuum. When we come in, the first thing we are going to do is to start with the 10 federal constituencies, the hospitals there, equip them, and then we move into the other 20, the remaining hospitals to make sure that when somebody is sick, for example, in Isu local government, that person does not need to go to FMC Owerri or specialist hospital Owerri before that person can be treated. That person will just go to Omondoba, which is the headquarters of Isu local government, or the person will go to Olo General Hospital, which is like 5 minutes, which is like 15, 20 minutes away. So these are the basic plans. When you watch Labour, we don't talk too much, but we have packed programs. That is why in Abia State today, a state that is almost down and out, Labour Party has resurrected it. And this is what we want to get done in Imo State, starting with insecurity, starting with and then followed by the infrastructure, and then that thing will follow. So that is the reason why our messages are resonating.
Thank you, Barrister Ihejirika. Now, Chief Ben Duru, the Independent National Electoral Commission recently raised concerns about the state of insecurity in Imo State as we approach the elections. Why do you think that is so? What's the current state of security in the state? And can you also outline the PDP's top priorities for Imo State if your principal, Senator Ayawu, is elected as governor?
Yeah, my brother, the last speaker had said something on that. The Senate, I'm surprised that people can come on air and be saying and be lying openly. It irritates me that a spokesperson of a party and a sitting government will come out and tell you that there is no charge of 54 million naira for signage in Imo State. My brother, is shocking. As I speak to you, you see, sure, the summary is this. Why would a sitting governor that believes that he has performed, quarreling with people to campaign? He should allow people to campaign, put their billboard, put their posters, and then campaign. If you think he has done well, his work should speak for him. I was the chairman of IPAC in 2019 election in Imo State when Senator Hope Uzodimma, the sitting governor, contested for election. He had his billboard posters everywhere in Imo State. The then sitting governor, Rochas Okorocha, did not disturb anybody or bring back down any billboard. Everybody campaigned freely. Then we had 71 governorship candidates in Imo State in 2019. And all of them were campaigning freely, and even both radio, social media, and media space were provided for all of them. But it's embarrassing.
Now, Chief Duru, we have less than 2 minutes to wrap up the conversation, so it would be nice if you could quickly outline your principal's top priorities if he's elected governor.
Thank you. I think the best and the first thing a sitting government should do, and when my principal, Senator Samuel Ayawu, comes on board by January 15 as a sitting governor of Imo State, within 6 months he will conduct local government election. Everything revolves around local government because you must bring government close to the people. Now, when you conduct local government election, if you count from the local government chairman, 27 of them, deputy chairman, 27, SecLoc, 27, lawyers, 27, 305 councillors, and supervisory councillors and everything. All these things will amount to 1,501 people that you are giving direct employment. And these people will also give people direct and indirect employment. And you see activities will start moving on in every community, every village, every autonomous community, every local government of the state. Now, because even the insecurity we're talking about, you must bring government back to the people. When people are in charge, when people have say and stake in how they are being governed, all these things will be a thing of the past. Today, in Imo State, for 3.5 years, the present government has not conducted local government election. In other words, bringing the whole people to Owerri at the central government. Why? There is the 3 tiers of government, the federal, the state, and the local government. In Imo State, 2.something billion comes to Imo State every month for that of the local government. And if you go to any of our local government in the state, you will see anything that shows that even 1,000 naira gets to all those local government. I assure you, immediately Senator Samuel Emeka assumes office on the 15th of January as a former local government chairman. Within 6 months, he will conduct local government elections, and the people will start deciding on how they should be governed. There must be a participatory government. And the people will now take decisions themselves, what they want, and how to implement it themselves.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm afraid this is where we have to draw the curtains on the program. We will definitely have a second part before the elections on November the 11th. I have to say a big thank you to you, gentlemen, for your contribution, your time, and your insights. Barrister Ihejirika Emeka, spokesperson, Senator Aitan Achonu, campaign organization, and the Labour Party legal advisor in Imo State, and also Honourable Chief Ben Duru, Director of Protocol, Imo State PDP Governorship Campaign Organisation. Also, Mr. Kajan Duke, spokesperson for Imo State in Nigeria. Thank you so much for being a part of today's programme. I am Gbenga Aborowa. See you next time on Politics HQ. Bye-bye.